Can I be honest? And this is gonna feel a little random for my normal views, but I thought about this, just this idea. So I'm gonna experiment with it. Tell me if you guys like it. I do have a question for you all though. How many of you watch anime or have watched anime? Um, I'm assuming, eh, eh, decent amount of you. I don't know. And I asked this because I have never watched it, and a lot of my friends try to get me into it. I don't think I'm going to though, but I don't know how I feel about it. Like I've watched it before, I just never got into it. Um, and after that, you're probably wondering, what, why is this being brought up? Well, my idea for the series is basically just to kind of just, talk about, random stuff. You mean similar to the randos podcast, but like, more actual, like specific stuff, and just me. Um, and yeah, so let's continue. Um, I actually had a lot of friends who try to get me into law stuff like that. One of them is one of my really good friends. I have a few good friends who try to get me into it. Um, but one of them, I'm gonna use his online name, obviously not his real name, which is his online name is Sonic T22. I'm just gonna call him T22. So T22 briefly tried to get me into anime a couple times. Not super hard, but like he tried to get me into the like, hey, try it out. And I was pretty resistant at first. I become looser to it now. Like I'll actually try stuff now. I'm very open to try that kind of stuff now. If you have any recommendations, put in the comments. But you know, I wasn't very keen to try it yet, and that's whatever. Um, and a couple of my friends have tried to get me into it. I'm not gonna name any names. You mean because I don't really have alternate names for them, especially. But also, one of my friends, which I've referenced it before, Ender. He um he likes anime, but he's not very like he's not most people who like tries to either get you into it, or whatever, anything like that. He's pretty chill about it. He's fine with me not liking it, and I'm fine with him liking it. Like I'm pretty happy for him for liking it because like I kind of wish I could enjoy shows again. Like, because in general, like the problem with anime is like not like it's not the issue that's anime or whatever. It's just the problem I can't get into shows anymore. Like it wasn't as much of a problem before, but it is now, and so that's kind of an issue sometimes because you just kind of want to watch a show or whatever, and it's like hard to just stay focused. And I think it's just kind of an issue. I don't know. I don't think I'm the only person with that issue. Well, I hope I'm not. But like, so that's also why I really like YouTube. That's why I'm very happy when YouTube comes out because with a show, I always feel like I'm stuck with it. Like with YouTube, if there's like if I don't want to watch something like at that moment, it's so easy just to click off it. I can't do that with like a show or for like Hulu or Netflix or anything like that because you're kind of set in stone, you know. Um, and that also kind of applies, with gaming in a sense. Like when I'm playing a game, I kind of feel just like I have to play this game at this point right now. It's not as bad because it's easy to click off, but like I usually watch shows and all that stuff on like TVs because it's a bigger screen. And with the little remote or whatever, even like an Xbox remote, I mean, because I'll use my old 360 at this point for movies mostly when it comes to like watching them. Because PC covers most of the gaming stuff, and I like 360. I like some of the old school games are on it. So like like that covers all the movies, but like it's harder to like just click off if I don't want to watch it, which kind of sucks really. Because I do want to get into movies and shows like that, but it's so hard now. Like I said to one of my friends, like I'll try as hard as I can to get into it if I ever get muscles. And for context, I am not a athletic. I'm not a very fit person. I'm not like obese or completely overweight. But like it's like that. And said that to them because for two reasons, which is one, I don't think I'm gonna get to that point. Even though I am in football, I do a lot of lift. But even if I do get to that point, that's if I'm determined enough to do that, I'm determined enough to get into a show. It's my thought. So that's that. You in? I think my other problem is like I feel like I'm gonna get too into it with anime. That's one of my big problems. Like I feel like I'm gonna get way too into it, and I don't want to do that. Like because I've learned I sometimes I get a little too into like certain series. Like we've all done that. You mean? For me that was Undertale briefly. Well, not even actually not briefly. It was for a good little while. It's part of the Undertale community. Like not actively really, but I was there. And to this day I love the game. The game itself is amazing, and there's so much good art for it. I mean, but I just hate the community. The community sucks for that game. I'll get into that a whole different thing because that's a long topic. I'd rather not get into right now because I want to keep it focused on movies and shows. So yeah, movies is a little different because I'll prioritize watching a movie because then I understand why I'm just sitting there watching it. Certain parts may be boring, but there should be some entertainment no matter what. And I like watching movies with people because it's really funny just like make crack a few jokes with people. Like in a theater, it's different obviously because you sit there actually to enjoy it. But like I guess especially at home, like watching some really crappy horror movie, it's so fun. Like watching the original the 2015 it was like 2015 Annabelle something like that. You know, like it's so fun. Just to laugh. The movie. It's also really fun. Just to, like watch shows like 70s slashers and just laugh at them because they're so bad. And another show there was a few shows I did get into though. One of them that I got into was whenever it was like at its peak when it first started, which was Flash. I got into that pretty well, and I wish I could say it was still good, but I know it isn't. I've watched the future series. It's no, not really good. Sucks to I mean, and like even looking back, the first season isn't all I remember it to be. It's eh, like that's just my opinion. If you think differently, that's your opinion. But I personally not a big fan of the whole the series in general. Like not gonna get into that, but yeah. Um, Another one really got into was Adam Ruins Everything. Which if you know College Humor, you'll know Adam Ruins Everything. And I love Adam Ruins Everything. It's one of those stupid series I love because it just tells you random information you probably don't need, but in an entertaining way. And I like stuff like that. I like learning just new information in general. I'm not a nerd per se, but like I just think learning like especially learning in an entertaining fashion. I mean, I also it's also why I love history because you learn so many things that are stupid. Like for example, I mean, you learn like you learn about why Columbus is the reason we remember America, even though he never set foot in America, stuff like that. Random information like that is just interesting to me. It intrigues me. And so those are big shows I got into. Another show I'm always on and off with is really comedic shows, stuff like Big Bang Theory, like stuff like that. That's really comedic because it's just funny to watch. Big Bang Theory is a good one because I can relate to some of the characters because I would like I said I'm not really a nerd, but I do have nerdy traits. That's the best way to put it. Like and so there's stuff like that where it's like it's awesome to watch that. I mean, like in all the shows I've talked about so far, I implore you to watch. A lot of them are funny if you like if you like smart comedy, for example. You mean um yeah. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that. I do actually want to get back to like an anime. The one anime I did watch because there was one, and I don't remember what it was called. I'm gonna look it up, but it was one of the attempt like when I was one of the times where Kale like was like, hey, at least watch it. I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. And so and I watched it. I'm like, huh. Like, it's interesting, but I'm not really into it. Like, it's cool. Um, and I didn't really know. Like, it was interesting because, like, I didn't really know what to say. Like, it was intriguing. It was. Oh, I found the name of it. It's a assassination classroom. It has an interesting premise. It's really about a. It's about an alien who's like who's threatening Earth. I mean, like who's it really can take it down the he'll really be able to just destroy it, but he's become a school teacher. I mean, and all the students are tasked to kill him, even though they do love the way he is. He's still going to destroy Earth in like a year. It's a very interesting premise. Yeah, and I find it funny because the one thing I think is just really funny is the fact he like gets like he can like die from a like airsoft gun. I don't actually know what they are called in it, but I think of them as airsoft guns because they literally shoot like pellets essentially. They really look like plastic pellets, and they it's like stuff like that. That's the best way to put it. So yeah, it's a very interesting concept, and stuff like that interests me. But like at the same time, I never got into it, and I don't know why. That was also around the time I stopped really watching shows. You mean? So, that's that. And yeah, that's about it really. So yeah, that's the new video idea. I plan to mostly do these because I can get these I like it's fun to talk, like about random topics I find interesting, and also I can get these out in between stuff now, so I actually have a more semi-consistent schedule so that, this channel isn't just dead half the time. And yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know, it makes me feel sad I have to say that, but whatever. And yeah, have a good day. Peace out.